Lumaye. 919-860-9783. It is Earth Day. Those were ancients. And President Obama's, he's putting out like 350 tons of CO2 in the year by flying around. The EPA is doing the same thing. And we begin to take a look at the celebrities who tell you to give up your lifestyle and how they live. It's the hypocrisy it's stunning. It really is. And that really is what Earth Day is all about now. A lot of very rich, elite people telling you what you should do, while at the same time, they do whatever they want. 919-860-9783. Corey, did you hang with us?
Yeah, I'm here, Bill.
I appreciate your patience, man. Happy Earth Day.
Yeah, thanks for that lead-in to Earth Day. I thought I would call in today because it is Earth Day, and therefore it's a good opportunity to raise a very controversial issue with your listeners, but I think it's one that they really should pay attention to because there's evidence right out in your backyard, in our skies over Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, that what I'm about to say is going on here, now. And that is geoengineering. We've all heard about global warming, and those elites you talk about, they would have us believe that global warming is a fact, and it's an inevitability if they don't do something about it. Well, they're not going to wait for us to cut emissions. They're already taking it upon themselves to change this, and they're using a set of techniques called geoengineering. It's a fact. It's not debatable whether this technology exists, but they have different methodologies that they use without the public's consent to actually manipulate the weather systems of our planet. If you've ever been outside and you've seen airplanes leaving very thick white trails in the sky, this is one of the technologies. And it's extremely hard to even get most people to agree that this technology is in existence, let alone being used right here, right now. But I think everybody needs to go on Google and type in the words geoengineering or solar radiation management and just see what comes up for you. Do some reading and consider whether you think that our government and other agencies should manipulate the weather without our consent.
Well, I read I actually read the headline, so I don't know much about it. They were talking about manipulation of weather via lasers.
They were talking about climate change yesterday, and now we're learning that scientists and researchers are looking at how to change the weather on purpose. That's right. Lasers now could one day manipulate rain and lightning. CBS This Morning contributor Michio Kaku is a physics professor at City College of New York. Professor, nice to see you. Extraordinary seeing Al Gore and Bill Clinton there together with Charlie, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, they did not get into this discussion, though. But it is fascinating. I mean, lasers, really, to change the weather?
That's right. Well, as Mark Twain once famously said, everyone complains about the weather, but no one ever does anything about it.
And I know, they've tried to salt clouds and that sort of thing. Are you suggesting they have even greater power, that they could make it rain when they want it to rain and make it snow when they want to make it what do you say?
Yeah, absolutely. They have, go to a website called weathermodification.com, and it's a company that is a private contractor, and they provide weather modification services for the highest bidder. And if you go on their website, they have a client list. Among them, the Defense Department. Also, a lot of farm and agriculture companies, they have insurance policies on their crops in case it doesn't rain or it does rain. And so there's a financial incentive there to have a certain set of atmospheric conditions transpire or not transpire. So yes, they have technology that will seed clouds and cause them to condense into water and precipitate, as well as cause a drought. And I would also point people to a 1974 treaty that was signed by the United States and the United Nations, which banned weather modification as a form of warfare. I mean, I can't think of a more insidious and frankly creepy tool for the powers that be than to change someone's weather patterns. And they actually use this in Vietnam to, mitigate the monsoons for the troops on the ground. So it's real, it's here, it's now. I suggest people look into it.
I will, because I'll be honest with you, boy, I find it very difficult to believe. But I will look into it. I promise you I will, because a lot of the things that have been happening, it just doesn't make sense. But that doesn't mean there isn't a reason behind it. I appreciate your call, though. I mean, it seems